Hey everybody, this is Jimmy from This Movie Sucks, the channel where we watch bad movies so you don't have to. On this episode of Behind the B Movie, we take a look at the spring break slasher movie Nightmare Beach. So make sure to bring your sunscreen and don't forget to like and subscribe. Nightmare Beach, also released as Welcome to Spring Break, is an American-Italian slasher film directed by Umberto Lenzi and Harry Kirkpatrick. For a few decades, the Italian film industry had a huge success making their own versions of popular Hollywood genre pictures. But by the late 80s, this was winding down. The international markets and cinema distribution deals that had helped these films flourish ended as multiplexes took over. This was one of the last slasher films to fall into this subgenre. Umberto Lenzi was originally hired to direct, but had a falling out with the producer just as production started, and wanted to be taken off the film. He stated in a 1996 interview that he found the story too similar to his earlier film, Seven Blood-Stained Orchids, in 1972. He decided before shooting began that his name would not appear on the film. Screenwriter Harry Kirkpatrick, also known as James Justice, was given the job of directing and received sole directional credit, though he had convinced Lenzi to remain on the set as an uncredited advisory capacity throughout the entire production. For years, many horror film fans thought that Kirkpatrick was an alias for Lenzi. But Lenzi stated in interviews that there really was a Harry Kirkpatrick who wrote and co-directed that film. He explained, and I quote, "My contribution consisted solely of providing technical assistance. Nightmare Beach should be considered the work of Harry Kirkpatrick." The film stars Nicholas DeToth, Sarah Buxton, John Saxon, and Michael Parks. Nicholas DeToth would not go on to have a career as an actor, but he would go on to find a prosperous career as an editor, working on such blockbusters as Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines, Live Free and Die Hard, and X-Men Origins Wolverine. Sarah Buxton has had some minor film roles, but is most recognizable from her roles in soap operas such as Days of Our Lives and The Bold and the Beautiful. John Saxon is most recognizable from the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, and character actor Michael Parks is best known from his roles as Sheriff Earl McGraw in Kill Bill, From Dusk Till Dawn, Planet Terror, as well as Pastor Abin Cooper in Kevin Smith's Red State. The premise of the film is pretty straightforward. It's spring break and there's an abundance of horny, drunk, and drug-addled students that have arrived at the beach to party. Like Amity Island, there's not really anything that brings in bucks like tourism. So, when a brutal murder happens, the corrupt city council, police, and local doctor get embroiled in a cover-up as an investigation into a local biker gang threatens to uncover everything. At the same time, a mysterious solo biker is electrocuting, strangling, and bludgeoning people all over the island. The music for the film is pure 80s rock gold, featuring artists Rondinelli, Derek St. Holmes, former Ted Nugent guitarist, and heavy metal band Rough Cut. Rough Cut never achieved the commercial success enjoyed by many other Los Angeles bands of the time, but various members went on to have success in other groups, including Jake E. Lee with Ozzy Osbourne, Amir Darath with Orgy, Paul Shortenio with Quiet Riot, and Craig Goldie and Claude Chanel with Dio. And the title song for the soundtrack, Don't Take My Heart by Kirsten. The killer's biker disguise had already been used multiple times. First in the mid-70s Golly, What Have They Done to Your Daughters in 1974, and Strip Nude for Your Killer in 1975, and then again in the 80s in Night School in 1981, and The Nail Gun Massacre in 1985. However, the main inspiration seems to have come not from those earlier slashers, but from Jaws in 1975. There's a practical Joker scaring beach bunnies with a shark fin attached to his back in the ocean, and the town's mayor even warns that serial murders during spring break could ruin us. And Nightmare Beach was filmed in and around Miami and Fort Lauderdale in the spring of 1988. It was a US-Italian co-production, but on the surface appears to have much more in common with the waning slasher genre than its Latin cousin. But despite its very North American setting, it certainly has a lot more of a touch of the late 80s Italian horror to it than US. The sheer audacity and gleeful ridiculousness of the kills recalls more outlandish examples of Giallo, and the rigged motorcycle is wonderfully daft. The name of the biker gang, the Demons, is seemingly a nod to Lamberto Bava's movies of the same name. Even the logo on their leather jackets bears an uncanny resemblance to the logo of the film. Although it never really had a proper UK release, the '88 film's Blu-ray puts that right. The main draw for a film shot mostly in bright sunshine is a beautiful 2K scan from the original camera negative, which displays the colorful, cheesy nonsense taking place with sharp clarity. There's also a nice interview with composer Claudio Simonetti that covers this film, his career, and the alternative 133 presentation of the film as well. Overall, Nightmare Beach is the spring break of slasher movies. Overbaked and excitable dumb fun. It's hardly essential watching in the slasher genre, but if you're into the Italian slasher subgenre or a slasher completist, then, well, everybody needs to get bloody sand between their toes every once in a while.